1st through the 4th. So that is a yoga retreat up in the Pocono Mountains. 4-day little getaway right before the holiday and the changing of the new year sort of gets all crazy. It's a great chance for you to go get regrounded, spend a weekend fully invested in yoga. It'll be a good time. But we'll go ahead and get started today then in child's pose. So you can bring your feet together. Let your knees go wide on the mat. Allow your forehead to come on down. As you're here, take a few more moments just to bring some awareness to your fingertips. Spread them nice and wide into the mat. Notice this long line you're creating from your fingertips back through your arms, crawling through your spines, all the way back to the sit bones. And here we'll begin to cultivate what we call an ujjayi breath. So a deep inhale through the nose, a pause at the top, a deep exhale through the nose, and a pause at the bottom. That'll be our ujjayi breath, one that helps carry us through practice. Here now, helping to integrate us down into our mat. Find 3 more breaths. Big inhale. And exhale out, empty out the lungs. Good, we have 2 more like that. Fill up completely. A pause. And exhale it all out. Good, last one, inhale. Exhale it out. Downward facing dog. Go ahead, curl your toes under. Send your sit bones back and find any movement here. You can walk your feet side to side. No movement is wrong. Wiggle out your hips, some bend in the knee. Just a chance to get curious with how your body's showing up in this practice. Good, we have 2 more breaths here to get out any of those creaks or cracks that are showing up, to take this a moment in our first downward facing dog. Tiptoe your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Let your head hang heavy. You can swing side to side. Extended mountain. Inhale, arms up overhead, gaze towards the fingertips. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll begin class today with 3 Oms. Big breath in. Extended mountain. Big breath in. Gaze towards your fingertips. Forward fold. Exhale it all the way down. Halfway lift. Long, straight spine. Hands to thighs. Chaturanga. Hands down to the mat. Exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Good. Here, 3 breaths. Fill up and let it go. Good. 2 more. Last one. Inhale. Exhale and move forward. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale, root to rise. Gaze towards the fingertips. Fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale it back. Again, 3 Ujjayi breaths here. We're beginning to awaken the body, but finding this breath and movement connection to sustain us through. One more breath, big inhale. Exhale and move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale all the way up. Gaze towards the fingertips. Fold. Exhale all the way down. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Again, 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Fill up and let it go. 2 more breaths. Fill up and exhale. Last one. Fill up and exhale to move forward. Feet to hands. Good. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale to rise up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Here again, 3 breaths. Fill up and let it go. 2 more. Fill up and release. Last one. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Last sun A. Inhale to rise up. Fold. Exhale all the way down. Waterfall down. Good. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Here, 3 breaths. Fill up and release. Good. 2 more. Last breath. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up. We'll sit back and we'll hold this here for a few moments just to check in. So our feet are straight out on 12 o'clock. Good. Nice adjustments. Inhale to lengthen, gaze towards the fingertips. Exhale to sink a little bit more. Good. Inhale and fold. Exhale it down. Good. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Again, we'll hold this here for a few moments to check in. That front foot straight out on 12 o'clock. Our hips working to move straight out in front of us. A big inhale to lengthen on the sides and exhale to sink deeper into that front knee. Good. Last breath here. Big inhale. Exhale all the way down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale to rise on up. And again, we'll hold this here for a few moments to check in. Big inhale to lengthen on the sides and exhale to sink into that front knee. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down to mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Fill up and let it go. Good. 2 more. Last one. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up. Sit nice and deep. Fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale to rise up. A pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down, finding this breath and movement connection, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise on up, a pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Good. 3 breaths here. Good. 2 more. Last breath. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up, a pause. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise up, a pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down, staying with your breath and movement connection, downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior one, inhale to rise up. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here, fill up, then let it go. Good, last one, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, let it go. Chair pose, inhale, arms up. Fold, let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale back. Right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise up, a pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise up. Chaturanga, exhale down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, fill up, and let it go. Good, 2 more. Last breath. Exhale and move forward. Our last sun B, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, inhale, arms up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Chaturanga. Exhale all the way down to your mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to rise, a pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Good. 1 breath here, fill up. Let it all go. Beautiful. Right leg goes back, 3-legged dog. Nice long line here. Bend your knee, open up your hip as you begin to stack them on one another. Nice flexed feet here. And if you're headed there, go ahead and flip your dog. Feet on 12 o'clock right when you land. Nice steady breaths here. So we're grounding down to the 4 corners of our feet. That hand pressing into the mat. Left hand comes down, side plank. Lots of variations. You can have both legs straight out in front of you for your side plank or having a knee down. Wherever you're at, nice steady breaths here, opening us up. Good. Both hands come down. Chaturanga flowing through. Upward facing dog. Big inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. 1 cleansing breath here. Fill up. Side out. Let it all go. Left leg goes back. 3-legged dog. You can bend your knee. Open up your hip. And either staying here or go ahead and flip your dog. That foot coming down onto the mat. Staying with your nice steady breaths to open up more, to access your full expression here. Hand comes down, side plank. Stacking up on our other side, balancing yourselves out. And again, a leg can be down or both legs straight out. Staying with that steady breath. Good. Both hands to the mat, chaturanga, flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Right foot forward, crescent lunge. So once we're here, checking in with that foot, you can start with a knee down on the ground to check in with the alignment, or coming up, looking to stack that back ankle over your toes. As we're here, grounding firm foundation through our feet, then crawling up to the hips. Both straight out in front of you, equal and balanced action happening here. And then you can inhale, arms up, find your length. And then exhale to sink a little bit more into your lunge. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale to lengthen through the fingertips. And then exhale to sink a little bit more. Hands to heart center, revolving crescent lunge, opposite elbow to opposite knee. And either keeping your hands pressed together here, working with that foundation, or what might be possible is the opening up of the arms. Good. Inhale back to center, crescent lunge, and warrior two. Drop your back ankle and allow yourself to sink into that front knee. Again, inhaling to lengthen, spread the fingertips, and then exhale to sink a little bit more. Lots of action happening in that back leg. Extended side angle. Hand can come down to your shin. We're reaching for a block. Nice steady breath. Send that top hand way up overhead. One more breath here. Find your inhale. Hands to mat, chaturanga. Flowing through, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Good. One breath to reset, fill up. Let it all go. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Again, this first moment to check in, find that foundation through both feet. So here, working to stack that back ankle over our toes. Both hips straight out in front of you. That firm foundation is built in our feet. We're strong through our hips. You can inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale to sink a little bit more. Equal and balanced action happening not only in this front leg, but this back leg as well. Lots of action here. Hands to heart center, twist to the left, revolving crescent lunge. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Again, either keeping hands at heart center, you can go ahead and open them up, gaze towards the fingertips. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale to twist a bit more. Good, come on back into center. Warrior two, drop your back ankle. And go ahead and sink on deep. Yeah, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling down to sink into your warrior. Nice, strong warriors here. Go ahead, raise those hands just a bit more, really activating the shoulders. Good, extended side angle. Hand can come down to your shin or a block, wherever you're at. Keeping that bend in the front knee, getting a long line through the side body here. Breath working to open up the chest to the side. You have one more. Good. Both hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Flowing through. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. One more breath here. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Thunderbolt. Inhale, arms up. And we'll go ahead and sit deep into our thunderbolt. So again, feet right out on 12 o'clock. Go ahead and lift and spread your 10 toes so we're grounding through the four corners of our feet. Nice, strong foundation. Pull the pit of the belly in towards the spine so our sit bones can go deep. Good. 2 breaths here. Inhale to lengthen, gaze towards the fingertips. And then exhale to sink a little bit more. Good. One more. Hands to heart center, twist to the right. Thunderbolt prayer, twist. Again, once you're here, you can open up the arms or stay with hands at heart center. Work to keep those knees right in line with one another. Nice adjustment there. Good. Inhale back to center and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Wrap your pointer and middle finger around your big toe. We'll have 3 breaths here to wiggle that out, to move your hips side to side. Give that counter stretch. Good. Go ahead and release out. Halfway lift, inhale, fold, let it go. Thunderbolt, inhale, arms up. We'll meet ourselves just where we were. So we took all that time to inhale to lengthen, exhale to sink deep. Let's meet ourselves there. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Thunderbolt prayer, twist to the left. As you're here, you can keep your hands at center or open them up for a deeper stretch. Staying with your inhales to lengthen, exhale to twist a little bit more. You have 1 more. Good. Come on back to center. We have Thunderbolt for 2 more breaths. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to sink nice and deep. Just 1 more. Good. Forward fold. Palms to toes, forward fold. You can take your feet wide on the mat. Allow your palms to go way up under your feet. You might need to bend your knees to get down there. Yep. Wrapping the palms up underneath the feet. Allow your head to hang heavy. Lots of space happening. You can go ahead, release on out. Crow pose or goddess squat. Wherever you're working today, goddess squat, just allowing the outsides of your elbows to come into your knees, finding a wide squat. Or if you're working in crow pose, first building that strong foundation on your mat. Toes coming together and then working around, seeing what's possible. So maybe a toe comes up today, or just nice steady breaths wherever you're at. Working with your crow. Good. Send both feet straight back behind you. We'll flow through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. You can tiptoe your feet up to your hands. And we'll halfway lift. Fold. Eagle right side. So inhale up to standing. We have right arm under, right leg over. Nice steady breaths. Our gaze locked out in front of you on one object that's not moving. Again, that's right arm under, right leg over. Our thighs working, pressing together to build our foundation. Flexed feet working, all pulling into center line here. Staying with your steady breaths. Try raising the elbows a bit higher. Good. Go ahead and switch sides. Big breath in. Eagle, left side. Left arm under, left leg over. Gaze locked out in front of you. Steady breath, helping to pull into center line. Raise those hands just a bit higher here, opening up the chest. Good. Big breath in to let that go. We have eagle right side again. Right arm under, right leg over. Working here, pull the pit of the belly in towards the spine so you can begin to sit deep into your eagle. Good. Go ahead and release on out. Eagle, left side, left arm under, left leg over. Staying with that powerful Ujjayi breath that we needed during our sun Bs and sun As, we need it here as well, creating this space, accessing equanimity throughout our body. You have 2 more breaths here to play around, to sink a little more. Good. Release on down. You can stand at the front of the mat. We'll take a big breath here to get regrounded, resituated, and ready for standing leg raise on the right. So go ahead and bring your right leg up, either reaching for the toe, grabbing for your knee, or the use of a strap. Lots of different options here. Did you want a strap? I can grab you one. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Here you are. Standing up nice and tall. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and roll them onto your back. Big open chest here. And our standing leg raise. Beautiful flexed feet. Open up to the side. Send the gaze the opposite way. Does anyone else want a strap? I'll grab you one just in case. Get a little curious. Come on back to center. Standing nice and tall. Big breath in. Airplane. Send your foot straight back behind you. Palms facing down. Lots of action happening in that back lifted foot as it goes back behind you. Good. Hands to heart center. Half moon. So slowly working to roll those hips on top of one another. Hand can come down to a block or your mat for a little bit more foundation and support. Few more breaths here to play around with your half moon to lift that leg up high. Nope, you had it to the side. Yep, no, that's perfect. Yeah, a few more moments here. Play around with lifting that leg a bit higher. Nice flexed foot. Good. Release on down. So then we have standing leg raise, left side. So we're going to come on. Grab onto that left leg. Again, nice flex foot like you were going to stand on something. Foundation happening in both our feet at all times. Open up to the side. Send your gaze the opposite way. Big breaths as we're opening up the hips. Gaze towards that fingertip that's spread out to the side. Good. Inhale back on to center, standing nice and tall. Airplane. Send the foot straight back behind you. Lots of action as it kicks back, helping to balance us out. Palms facing down. Good. Hands to heart center, half moon. Begin to stack those hips on top of one another. Hand can come down to a block. And as you're working here, maybe that hand that's on the block begins to find some lightness. Good. Release on down. And we all have straps out in front of you, Lisa. I hope you do as well. We're going to go through standing leg raise just to try it on with how this strap works. So go ahead and grab your straps. We'll wrap it around that right foot and just extend it out. Working here. This pressure happening in the foot allows it to come up a bit higher, to stand a little bit taller. We'll open up to the side, send the gaze the opposite way. Good. Come on back to center. And we'll release that down, and then we'll switch sides. So just trying on these same two poses that we just did when we were just standing. Now here we have them with a strap. So again, bring that left leg on up. Standing nice and tall. Send the gaze the opposite way. Good. Come on back into center and release down. Dancer, right side. So you can use the strap here in your dancer, or reaching back, grabbing the inside of your ankle, sending it back. If you're interested in using the strap, simply wrap it around and the hands will go up overhead instead. If you're using your hand, again, hand to the inside of that ankle. Gaze straight out in front of you, that locked drishti point. Steady breaths then to kick back into your dancer to see what's possible. The tug of war happening between the shoulder and the knee. Either or, whatever's more comfortable for you. It can be straight out to the side. Good. Go ahead and release on down. Dancer, left side. So we'll reach back, grab the inside of that left ankle. Staying with your steady breaths to send that knee straight back behind you. Allowing some bend in the standing knee. Just steady breaths here to see what's possible. Those ujjayi breaths that have pauses at the top and the bottom. Good. Go ahead and release on down. Tree, right side. So bringing your foot either to kickstand or the inside of your shin or thigh, just not looking to go at the knees. We want to help protect those joints, those bendy parts of our body. We have big, beautiful femur bones and shin bones. Let's use those to build our foundation. And either bringing hands to heart center first, and then take a chance to grow your tree out wide. Fingertips spread. Maybe the gaze begins to go up. We have 3 breaths here. Good. Go ahead and release on down. Tree, left side. Again, foot can go anywhere but the inside of the knee. We want to help protect those. And this time finding a bind, either reaching up overhead or going back behind the back. And again, 3 breaths here in tree as we get ready to end our equanimity series. As we move on to grounding, 2 more breaths here to connect. Good. Release on down. Come to the front of your mat. Extended mountain. Inhale, arms up overhead. Gaze towards the fingertips. Exhale, waterfall down, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Right foot forward, triangle pose. Here, once that right foot is straight out in front of you, we're looking to line it up with that back edge of our foot, or the inside of our foot, rather. So we have a nice long line happening between our feet here. You can find a big breath in and then fold down. Hand can come to a shin. It can also come to a block back behind your foot. But steady breaths here as it's opening up the hips. You can begin to send your gaze up towards those lifted fingertips. As we begin to open up, grounding happening in both our feet, the outer edge. Good. Inhale back on to center, back up to standing, side facing wide leg forward fold. So we'll turn our toes towards the long edge of the mat. Find a big breath in and an exhale to fold down at the hips. Once you're here, find some movement side to side. So it could look like just some wiggles in the hips or finding a deeper lunge side to side. Working with your breath here, opening up the hips. Good. Come on back up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold. So turn your toes towards the short edge of the mat. We'll keep our feet wide, so one on either side of your mat, sort of one on either side of the train tracks. And then fold forward. Looking here to be pressing equally through both feet. You might need to shorten the stance a little bit, but keeping those feet wide. Looking to level off those hips. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Exhaling to fold into this space. Twisting triangle, opposite hand comes down. Open up. Perfect. Yep. Both hands down to the mat, chaturanga, flowing through upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot forward, triangle pose. Again, this first moment to get nice and lined up, that front foot straight out on 12 o'clock. Arms out to the side and then folding down. Your hand can come down to a block, can come down to your shin. Steady breaths here. Your gaze can go up towards your fingertips. Good. Come on back up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Toes go to the long edge of the mat. You can grab for a bind behind the back and go ahead and hinge forward. The use of a strap here is available to you as well. Can come on back up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold. So our feet are wide on either side of our train tracks or our mat. And we can fold forward down at the hips. Again, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold a little bit more. As we're working here to level off those hips, that one hip likes to peel way forward. We want them nice and leveled off. Twisting triangle, hand can come down to the mat. Opening up wide, gaze towards those fingertips. And maybe the hand doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe it's out to the side. One more moment here. Good. Both hands to the mat. Chaturanga, flowing through upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come out to a high plank position on your mat. Shoulders stacked over wrists. And go ahead and just lower all the way down onto your mat. Once you're there, hands straight back behind you. Locust pose. We'll go ahead and lift up, pressing through the ankles. Gaze right down in front of you, allowing a long line to happen as we're lifting up. Good. Release on down. Gaze over towards the right. And locust number 2. Go ahead. Inhale, lift on up. Palms facing down. Locust number 2. Steady breaths to lift up high. And lower all the way down. Gaze over towards the left. What's next are floor bows. We will do 2, so you can do 1 at a time or both at the same time. But we'll reach back, grab your ankles, the outside. With nice flexed feet, go ahead and lift on up. Floor bow number 1. Working to pull those knees in towards one another as we're lifting up. Steady breaths as we're entering, igniting. Release your feet, lower them all the way down. Rock them side to side. And floor bow number 2, reach back, grab those ankles and lift on up. Floor bow number 2. Our last one here, steady breaths to peel those thighs and that chest up high. Good. Gently release your feet, lower all the way down, hands to the lower ribs. Upward facing dog, big inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale it back. Come down onto your knees, camel pose. So once we're here on our knees, reaching up and back, and either going for your back pockets, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling, or reaching back for the ankles. Wherever you're at, maintaining those steady breaths here as the chest is opening up wide towards the ceiling. Good. Gently release up and out of camel. Take a moment in high hero to reset, to get regrounded. And we'll swing those legs around for bridge pose, coming down on to your back. Once you're here, feet out on 12 o'clock, about hip width distance. And we'll go ahead and lift on up, bridge pose. Working here, our thighs are pressing in together like a block was between the knees. You can shimmy your hands up underneath you to build this foundation, grasping your hands up underneath you. We'll hold this here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower all the way down. What's next are 3 bridges or wheels. Wherever you're headed today in practice, either staying in bridge or trying on wheel. Go ahead and lift on up. Bridge or wheel. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin. Lower all the way down. A breath to reset. Wheel number 2, go ahead, inhale, lift on up, bridge or wheel, again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin, lower all the way down, a final breath to reset. And wheel number 3, go ahead, inhale, lift on up again just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin, lower all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Let your knees go wide. Place one hand on your belly, one on your heart. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. Deep inhale, a pause. Deep exhale, and a pause. Looking for this deep belly diaphragmatic Ujjayi breath here. That belly hand rising up and lowering down. Dead bug, happy baby. Go ahead and grab the outsides of your feet. Let your knees go wide. Staying still for dead bug or rocking side to side for happy baby. Chance to kind of get curious, see how it feels. How does it feel to rock side to side? That lower back pressing into the mat. Good. Send both feet straight up towards the ceiling. Nice and flexed ankles like you're going to walk on the ceiling. You can place your hands up underneath your sit bones for a bit of support or having them down by your side. We'll move into scissor legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale the right leg down. Nice flexed foot as it goes down. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale the left leg down. Inhale back up. Exhale the right down. Inhale back up. Moving into your breath and movement connection, we have this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet straight up towards the ceiling. A breath to reset. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, both feet down 30 degrees. Breath in. Down 60 degrees. Breath in. Exhale down to hover. You can look straight at them. Nice flexed feet looking up at them. Good. Send them straight back up towards the ceiling. We have that one more time. Big breath in. Exhale down 30. Breath in. Exhale down 60. Breath in. Exhale down to hover. You can flutter kick here, looking up at your feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send them straight back up. Hug your knees into your chest. You can rock and roll on your spine 3 times. And we'll meet up in boat pose. So giving yourself that rocking on the spine. And we'll meet up here in boat pose. Boat can take on lots of options. So if your feet can be down on the ground and a nice open chest, or you can raise the legs, a bit of a self-assist here as well. Or they might be able to stretch out straight in front of you. I can't quite do that. You might have the core strength. But again, we'll hold this here for 5. Lift the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. We will set up for seated single leg extension on the right side. So extend your right leg out. Left leg can come in. Big breath in to sit up nice and tall. And an exhale to fold down towards that foot. Allowing some bend in the knee so that you can get down to the foot. That's really what's more important here. And as we breathe, you might be able to extend the leg out. But again, that's not what's important. Ujjayi breaths here, tapping into a release through each vertebrae, a release through the back of the legs. You can come on back up to seated, and we'll switch sides. Seated single leg extension on the left. Again, a big breath in to sit up nice and tall. Shimmy those sit bones back behind you. And an exhale to fold down towards that left leg. Your right hand can come to the outside of the left foot to help pull it back. But give yourself 3 intentional breaths here, nice and steady. Each one accessing a little bit more of a release. Good. Come on back into center. Both feet straight out in front of you for seated forward fold. Again, a big breath in to sit up nice and tall. Those sit bones back behind you. And an exhale to fold down towards the feet, allowing bend in the knee to get to the feet. And as you're here, you may be able to work with straightening the legs out. Those steady breaths. Good. Give yourself 2 more here. Tabletop, fingertips towards yourself. And we'll lift up high, opening up the chest here. A few breaths as we give those wrists a counter stretch, the chest opening, expanding wide. Good. Go ahead and release all the way down, and we'll move on to fish pose. Placing a block right between the shoulder blades and allowing the head to fall open back. Big open chest here. Working against gravity. Legs can be straight out in front of you or nice and bent. Try both on. See what you prefer. See what feels a little bit better. Hands can be out to the side if you're using a block. You can nice and gently remove your block. You can roll over to your side to remove the block. And we'll move on to headstand or shoulder stands or a block under the hips. If you're moving into shoulder stands, sending those feet straight up or placing a block between the hips. This final chance for a rejuvenation, a recircling of the blood, of the energy and things that we released, a chance to get upside down. This rejuvenation. Shoulder stance can come to plow, dropping your feet up overhead. Hands there for support. Shoulder stance to deaf man's pose, knees to the ears. This big stretch happening in the spine. And nice and gently roll all the way back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big, tight squeeze. Supine twist to the right. Drop your knees to the right. Gaze over to the left. These first few moments to allow your body to get used to what's happening. The lower back getting washed out, cleared away. As you hear that shoulder being pressed down into the mat, hoping to twist a bit more. A few more moments here in this supine twist. Just allowing yourself to relax in. Can come on back to center. Supine twist over to the left. Again, these first few moments to allow your body to get used to it. That lower back working to get flushed away. That right shoulder working to be pressed down into the mat. You can come on back to center, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees can go wide. So coming down onto your mat, soles of your feet together. Here, there's a cool eye towel near your head if you would like to take advantage of placing that over your eyes, your forehead, wherever's comfortable for you. Taking a moment, appreciation for yourself, for showing up. Shavasana. Sit up nice and comfortably on your mat, palms facing up or down, spreading your feet out wide, letting the weight of gravity press down on you into the mat. Your eyes can fall heavy as we take this time to replenish yourself. Some of us don't know how tired we are until we try to relax. Then we realize that we are, in fact, exhausted. We may have lived with exhaustion and stress for so long, it's become habitual for us. That doesn't mean that we're bad or we're wrong or that we're off track. Many of us are deeply involved in activities and work, projects, and relationships that we very much enjoy. We like our lives, the things that we're doing, but sometimes we are pushed too hard or too long. Sometimes we really haven't given our bodies adequate time to relax, to rest, and to really let go. Nice and gently find some movement in your fingers and toes. You can roll out your wrists and ankles. Some bend in the knees and elbows. Maybe a full body stretch there on your mat. You can roll over to your side. A moment here in infant's pose, forehead down to the mat. And from there, nice and gently come up to a seated position on your mat. However comfortable for you in this seated position on your mat. Hands to heart center. And we'll end class today as we began with 3 ohms. Big breath in. Hands to forehead center. Take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I had a wonderful class. Thank you all again. I hope to see you in again. I know you both are signed up for the Move Free, so you do have access to free classes all week. Thank you so much, Lisa. Great to have you online. But we'd love to have you in again for some more practices all week. Thank you.